Hello, adventurer. It's good to see you. You have made it to the morning grind.
Welcome, welcome.
It's the live stream at the beginning of the Geekverse, where we talk about all types of topics in geekdom, gaming, and fantasy, with an emphasis on being constructive and creating the things that we want to exist in the world.
It's all on the grind, Sizemore. Can't be too fine, can't be too coarse.
That's exactly right. There are a lot of adventures to be had today. Dungeons to explore and monsters to slay, and who knows what a random encounter might send our way. That's why we have to prepare, so settle in now for the morning grind with your favorite beverage in hand.
Tea? Or maybe something a little stronger. I've got a few bottles of the old Wynyard left.
Whatever you want. Pull up a chair.
Dude.
If you're feeling fancy, how about a cappuccino? Or a frappuccino? Or how about an espresso?
Just tea, thank you.
Sounds good to me, Gandalf. Whatever you want. I'm just glad you're here.
Everyone is welcome. You can just watch if you want. You don't have to worship anything you don't want to worship.
Thank you, Mike. But be forewarned.
Sometimes we get really strange characters around here.
Wait, what's that you say? Why can't you come and be a part of the stream?
My wife would disown me.
Oh no, I bet she'll be fine with it. Come on in.
Am I scared for my safety? No.
What are we supposed to do?
Everybody do the secret handshake.
Secret cultist handshake.
Oh, now do wizards who love each other.
Yeah.
This, my friend, is a science.
I still don't have gifts, but it's fine.
It's all on the grind, son. Can't be too fine, can't be too coarse.
Dude, this would be a sick place to bring the band.
Indeed it would be, Dave. It really would. I'm seeing more people coming in. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Oh, look, here's someone new.
Is this the cultist meetup?
Yes it is.
Come to hang out? Please accept me. I have nothing else.
Okay, we accept you. Everyone's welcome here.
Brought some snacks.
Well, that makes things even better.
You want some coffee? I don't drink coffee. You sure?
It's cultist coffee.
What makes it cultist coffee?
I'm a cultist and I'm drinking it.
Oh. Then I'll have some.
What exactly is going on here?
I'm seeing more people coming in. Welcome. It's so great to have you. Oh, and look, here comes another stranger.
Can we help you?
Yes, fellow cultists. I could really use some food.
Oh yeah? Welcome. We have donuts.
Oh, it's me. I'm glad I'm here. I'm sure you have a few questions for me, though.
What's your name? Who do you work for? What god do you worship?
Great questions, Rob.
I'm Steve King, and I worship Nyarlathotep.
No, not really. I'm just Heath, and I won't be worshiping anything this morning. But I will be your host. Welcome to the office. We're going to have a great time. I've got my coffee ready, because now it's time for the morning grind.
If you could become a fish, that would be amazing. Then I could command you with my mental fish powers.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to my home. Welcome to the office. Welcome to the morning grind. I am here. I was up. I made it in to be working with Doug and Retro Nerd Girl this morning at 4:15. We were there in the there virtually together getting stuff done. This has been getting stuff done, so I guess this is about 1 week since we've been doing it. So that's been working very well. Stuff's been getting done. Doug's been writing. I got that video up that you may have seen on the channel yesterday about how to play the Cultist RPG in 5 minutes. That was a big deal. Got that edited because I had to do that the virtual tabletop, got that done, then had to record and then had to create that video, which was a big deal. But now it's created in the virtual tabletop so we can play in the coffee shop, which I still have to organize. And then this morning there are still some other videos I had to work on, and so I was working on videos. 3 more videos to go ahead and shoot. Well, then I have some of the music videos. I have to finish that. You can't summon sour cream and onion. You can't summon Cthulhu with sour cream and onion music video. As we go forward here, with the cultists. So that's been good. There's been a whole lot more to do than I was ever expecting with this project. I got like, I need to rewrite my to-do list. I was trying to start that here, but stuff just all over the place to do. So I'm trying to work through that every moment that I'm here at the computer. So I hope everybody's doing all right. Let's see who's here. So I'm also a little bit late this morning because of that. I was trying to, I worked for 3 hours and then went and took a nap, and now I'm back up and here with you this morning. So I thought what we do, by the way, is our main topic. We have been all the way through Advanced HeroQuest, so I kind of consider that over. I've got notes on Advanced HeroQuest over here, but I did want to take a look at that enhanced Advanced HeroQuest. We're not going to go all the way through it like we did with the advanced version. I just want to take a look at a few things, especially since we were told there was an overland movement rules in the adventure book, and I found the adventure book. Hopefully it's the right one. I'm not sure, but I was just looking through that, so I figured that we ought to at least skim through here, see if some of the things that we talked about were kind of cleaned up. What key points are that we might want to clean. We talked about cleaning up, see if that's adjusted there, because it seems like it was had whoever created that, if anybody knows that, they can let them know about this stream. Did a really fantastic job about that. It looks like a real labor of love. So we can check that out. And then if we have time, we can take a look at some of these notes that I had taken throughout the entire Advanced HeroQuest system and maybe do some typing or something. So that's what I kind of thought that we would do today. So good morning, Jason. Good morning, Sable. Good morning. Mike is here. Good morning. Yeah, no, that's great. Oh, and by the way, so I guess the picture quality might look a bit better today. I was recording videos this morning. I had 3 videos to record this morning. I finished up their scripts and then recorded them. And I changed up the lighting in here to record video, and I just left like that for this live stream. So it might look better because there's more light around here, and so this older camera might be able to pick that up better. I think it's probably one of the issues. Is I've been called a vampire. I stay very much in the dark a lot of the time, but with more light here, maybe that's helping out. I still want to upgrade the camera, but maybe that's it. Thank you, Sable. Yep, we're trying to get the word out. By the way, we should take a look how we're doing over here. One morning we'll do like an update as I've been trying to restructure our different shows and things. I've been trying to get the word out about the cultists, especially since we're doing the RPG that's coming. There are currently 2,810 people subscribed to the Cultist YouTube channel. It has gotten 8,900 views in the last 28 days. So, I mean, I think it's pretty good. So there we go. That's what's been going on over there. So people have been watching. In the last 48 hours, there have been 380 views on the Cultist YouTube channel. So, all right. So we're getting the word out. I appreciate everybody who's been watching. Oh, and by the way, I appreciate everybody who subscribed to this channel. Thank you. I don't say that enough. Thank you to everybody over here who is subscribed. It does help. It does help keep going over here. One day I would like to be able to return to a streaming schedule of more than just twice a week. We used to shoot the show every morning, and I enjoyed that. But unfortunately, it's not realistic right now. And I do have a list of topics for Table Talk. I've been focused on the cultists. We weren't able to do Table Talk because of the presidential debate last night. Brianna called me a couple hours. I'd completely forgotten about that. I'm sure a lot of people were watching that. She was like, I don't think people are going to watch tonight. And plus, she wanted to watch it. And so we have rescheduled Genesis for the next time that Brianna's on. And actually, I probably will be better at I would probably not have been at my best last night anyway. So we will see. Let's see. Oh, Zero the Blade has real life stuff to do. Good morning, Robert. Good morning. Oh, wait, no. Mike says the camera's fuzzy. Oh, I was just talking about how I thought the camera might be better. Oh, but you think it's fuzzy. Well, okay, hold on. I wonder. Let me see. Trying to get the camera to kind of focus. Maybe the focus got off or something like that as I was changing things up. But okay, so we will see. So maybe. Hey, good morning, Retro. Good morning. Okay, so maybe something happened. Okay, good morning, Nicholas. Good morning. There's still a couple things I want to revise with the streaming setup. I think the lighting setup is better now. I need to upgrade my camera. I just haven't got the extra cash for that at the moment. Better connection, internet connection on my side over here. So still some upgrade to do, just hasn't happened yet. Good morning, Nicholas. Good morning. Good morning, Gamers Quest. Good morning. All right, let's see here. Oh, Mike says the Cultist RPG in 6 minutes was great. Yeah, I like those. I like doing those 5-minute videos. Okay, so anyway, so that's what we're doing here today. Let's breathe and sip. Let's go ahead and breathe and sip. And then we will take a look at this enhanced advanced quest, at least run through it. Oh, hey, BGD, it's been a while. Good morning. Good to see you. So let's breathe 2 deep breaths, deep inhales in through the nose, and then complete exhales out through the mouth. Let's breathe and sip. I've got fish do not drink tea this morning. All right, let's go. Let's breathe. All right, and sip. Making everything better. Okay, let's see. If you want to download this, I did put this in the Discord link. This was the link that we got last time in the chat, but I'll put over here at Enhanced Advanced HeroQuest. There we go. So you can click over there. That goes to Board Game Geek, where all of these files are linked. And they look beautiful. I want to check real fast and see if this adventure book is a zip. I wonder if these overland rules are in the adventure book. I got handouts. Let's just see what the adventure book is. I'm going to open up the adventure book and just see. This says Book of Adventures. We were told that because we were looking for the overland rules and they were not in the core rule book, and we were told Sunday that they were in the adventure book. So I believe this is the adventure book. So let's just see. Book of Adventures, a fan project by Dieter. Grim and Perilous Adventures in the Old World. Oh, I've got this. This is page spreads. Okay, so we do have here, so table of contents, world travel, using the world, maybe we hit just the right thing. World travel, using the world travel map, grassland events, forest events, and mountain events. The Shattered Amulet right over there, that is, that was the game from the original quest. The quest book. We saw that in the back of the one that we looked at. I wonder if these other ones, there was a Witch King expansion to Advanced HeroQuest. I never had it though. Let's go over here. Okay, let's go over here to world travel. Because we talked about needing something like that. Okay, so using the world map. Traveling in the old world comes with its own hazards. The longer the journey, the greater the chance of something awful happening to the heroes. Okay, sounds good so far. Each hexagon space of the world map counts as 1 week of travel time. Count on the map from your current position to your destination. Oh, each hexagon on the world map counts as 1 week of travel time. Okay, we're using a big map here. Very different from the 6 miles. Count on the map from your current position to your destination to determine how many weeks the journey is going to take. If your quest location and settlement is on the same hexagon, you still have to roll once. Roll, I don't think, so that's not our quest, that's not our overworld map. Probably come up with something with hexagons on it here in a moment. Roll a d12 for each hexagon traveled. If the result is 3 or lower, consult one of the corresponding tables below. Resolved an event from that, or, okay, if the result is higher, or if you've already resolved an event from that specific table during this expedition, no significant event occurs during that week. Keep track of all the hexagons that have been explored. When traveling over an already explored hexagon, you still roll a d12, but only an event only occurs if the roll is a 1. Okay. Let me start some notes over here, because we've got elements that I like here. Oh, overland travel. Okay. Need to deal with significant events. We talked about this a little bit. We talked about between adventures. So, and then we also have this idea of explored versus unexplored hexes. Okay, explored versus unexplored. Unexplored being more dangerous. Unexplored more dangerous. Do we have some way to improve? So this is going to kind of improve the hexes. Road movement. I don't know if we're going into that. But, if you build a road through something, hey, we travel down the road. Maybe that's not something that adventurers do, but later as you expand the game world or something, maybe the game master has roads built. Or maybe if you have heroes that are of sufficient level that they're now building fortresses and things, they're building roads out to them. But if you stay on the road, it seems like, well, you could skip a whole lot and also move faster. Okay, keep track of all the hexagons that have been explored. When traveling over an already explored hexagon, you still roll a d12. An event only occurs on the roll of a 1. If an event occurs, inspect the hexagon to determine which table on this page to roll from: grassland, forest, or mountain. The corresponding rules for the determination can be found above each table. When the heroes encounter enemies that lead to combat on the hazard tile, when a hero encounters enemies that lead to combat on a hazard encounter tile, and when using the Terror in the Dark dungeon generation expansions. Terror in the Dark, that was the Witchlord one. This event may be counted as an explored room for the forthcoming dungeon. The Game Master may decide where new starting heroes start their adventure, but most of the time, this would be in the main capital of the Empire, Altdorf. When playing multiple adventures with the same heroes, it's assumed the heroes bring along their belongings, money, lodgings, to the locations they are traveling to. Sable says, this is definitely 80s inspired. Lots of tables. Not that that's a bad thing. Well, I thought there were too many tables when we were talking about the dungeon generation. I think we're going to like HeroQuest better in that regard. This isn't quite as many tables. I mean, look, here we've got our overlay table. Okay, we'll look at that in a moment. I don't think this is chaining tables together like the advanced, like the dungeon generation did. I don't think this is a chain of tables. Let's just see. Grassland table. Roll on the table below when at least 80% of a hexagon space is empty. Rivers count as empty. So grassland table, we could have brigands, goblin ambush, chapel, traveling minstrel, stranger, peddler, fire, waylaid, cottage, glorious weather, prisoner, or guests. With the forest table, roll on this table when at least 20% of the hexagon space is covered with trees. Of course, you do have to, we're going to be judging the hexagon space. Is this 20% this or 80% this or whatever? Forest table is wolf pack, ogre campsite, forest fire, militia, lightning, giant nests, unicorn, massacre, shrine, witch road, tree folk. Mountain table. Roll on the table below when in and out here. Are you seeing this go in and out? Jason says, this is HeroQuest. This is the enhanced advanced HeroQuest. So this is a fan-produced supplement here. Hey, wait a minute. I wonder. I have another idea about. I wonder what's going on with the camera. Let me downgrade the quality of the camera a little bit since I'm over there in the corner. We will see. So yeah, this is enhanced advanced HeroQuest. A real labor of love by fans. We think it cleans things up a little bit. And plus, this is new rules. This is new rules from the overland travel we were told is in this. So Sable says, I do feel like tables ought to be mostly used outside of actually game systems, though. Baron Darop on Dungeon Masterpiece has a video where he used Knave's tables to generate a hex crawl. Good stuff. I think you mentioned that before. I need to go and watch that one. There I went again. And I see this. What is going on today? Maybe it's some kind of instability on the internet side of things. At the moment, if I go away permanently, oh well. We have the mountain table, rolling the table below. That's getting annoying. Let me see about something else. I've got a couple different places where the camera can go down. Gamers Quest says, Advanced HeroQuest, a game by Games Workshop that's similar to HeroQuest, but entirely different rule set. Enhanced Advanced HeroQuest, a fan-made variant. Yes. So on the mountain table, roll on this table below when you're at least 20% of the hexagon space is covered by mountains. Cave Troll, Giant Bats, Double Back, Rockfall, Wagon Train, Blizzard, Pool of Dreams, Hidden Treasure, Quake, Fall, Tornado, Storm. Okay, here, I do like this map. I mean, this is so well done. The production value of this is really great. So here is our hex map. The Empire and Bretonia. There's Altdorf, the Imperial capital. So that's where you're supposed to start. I guess it's in those two hexes or across those two hexes. And that's, I can also see that's why you're trying to talk about which, is it 20% mountains or something? I think I like the way that I think I would want to clean that up. This is obviously very beautiful. But for the simplicity of gameplay, not that Advanced HeroQuest necessarily means it has to be simplistic, but for simplicity and ease of play, I think I'd want you to be able to determine more easily which one of these, what particular hexagon is what for the purposes of rolling on particular tables or generating what kind of trouble there is. Yep. And of course, I had a friend who didn't believe that in the beginning. I was like, yeah, like the Warhammer world has the old world. Instead of having the new world, calling something they call this the old world. So we got Bretonia down here. I do like that, though. So each one of these hexagons is 1 week of movement. You can't track them, put note here. You can't track day by day. A week's worth of movement's probably good. Not that the whole hex has to be a week worth of movement, but yeah, maybe going week by week is pretty good. Okay, so what do they have here? Like grassland events. So what happens to you? Hopefully these are significant. Brigands. Okay, so this is grassland brigands. As the heroes reach the outskirts of brigands demanding gold, the heroes have a choice. They can either pay the brigands or fight them. If the heroes decide to pay the brigands, each hero must give up 50 gold crowns or 1 item from their inventory. If the heroes fight the brigands, place the hazards encounter tile or a large room tile. Place 6 chaos thugs and the party as far as possible from each other. The heroes have a chance to roll for surprise. If there are any brigands left alive after the second round, then they overpower the heroes, steal 50 gold or 1 belonging, and disappear into the shadows. Oh, so they've got if there are any brigands left alive after the second round, you get 2 rounds to kill all of the brigands. So, okay, so that's playing one combat encounter. And not necessarily an entire one. Two rounds. I thought I was going to have them roll for morale or something like that and possibly get out of there. Goblin ambush. The heroes are ambushed in the middle of the night by a pack of goblins. Place the heroes at the center of the encounter tile or large room tile. Place 4 goblins and 2 archers on 2 opposite corners of the board section. The goblins have advantage and may attack first. So play out an encounter. And hopefully, like, an important part of this is that this would matter. This did say that you count this as like one room exploration or something. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but that might have to do with the experience points or something. I mean, or something, or the equivalent or something, or, as far as the completion of a dungeon goes. Because if this is like 5th edition, if it's like 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons, fighting either one of those probably doesn't matter. I mean, the brigands are going to take something from you. Okay. But fighting these goblins might not matter if you get all of your hit points back immediately. There's nothing was lost as far as spell casting goes. If you're actually having to use something that is important to go into the dungeon with, then it is more meaningful. Well, this was a long ago. Games Workshop literally can't come up with anything original. They just take everything from somewhere else, even their land masses. Well, even like George R.R. Martin, what Westeros is the British Isles flipped upside down and enlarged. Oh, you are. You're going to do doing the quest for the Shattered Amulet in HeroQuest. I'm getting ready to play a conversion of the quest for the Shattered Amulet with my HeroQuest group. That's the one that's in the main book. Oh, that's interesting. So VGD says that his symbol here is actually not a Russian roulette cylinder. There's only one chamber empty. Oh, so I thought that white chamber was the one that was full too. So there's one chamber that's empty. In the old days of 6 guns with firing pins fixed to hammers, prudent cowboys lowered the hammer on an empty chamber. I've heard that. So the reverse of the Russian roulette. So chapel. The hero see a small chapel. Your hero may spend some time in prayer to the gods. After your hero spends 20 gold or donates one of their items in offering, you may roll 1d12 on the following table. 1 to 6, the gods aren't listening and ignore you. 7 to 12, the hero has +1 wound added to his starting wounds. This is a permanent addition. Wow. Who was it that we were talking about with overland travel? Or somebody was talking about the idea that, well, when you're doing overland travel, one key component of this is that you might see something that you want to explore. And go away from your primary objective. So these aren't, that's complicated to do because then you've got to have an entirely different adventure location. Oh, look, there's this weird tower that you see over there. Do you want to ignore it or keep going? Well, maybe just saying it's a weird tower isn't enough, but to attract the attention. But if you gave the heroes a reason to say, well, hey, maybe we ought to go see that. Let's see what that thing is. That would be significant. Traveling minstrel. A traveling minstrel joins the heroes for part of their journey. When they pass by the gates of the settlement, he begins to play and sing. Roll 1d12 on the following table. 1 to 4, the minstrel's playing is awful, and the inhabitants are jeered at him and the heroes. Each hero loses 1 bravery during their next adventure. No one's particularly impressed. Or the minstrel's song is so rousing, the inhabitants of the settlement shower gold upon you. Each hero gains 1d12 times 5 gold. What do we think about these? Because we talked about, okay, we don't want, like that was Gamer's Quest. It's talking about, oh, well, or some of the things that we were rolling on between adventures was like, oh, well, you just rolled a random event and got sick and now can't play. I want there to be a meaningful choice. So I guess with the brigands and the goblin ambush, there is. You got to pay gold at the chapel. You're not just rolling. The minstrel is just something random. There's no choice here. And a choice that is better. Sable Phoenix says, that's why modules are a thing from the original D&D. The players were hex crawling and said, oh, hey, let's go see that tower. You pull out the Wizard's Tower module and run it. Yeah. Well, that's how we used to have a bunch of different modules for like AD&D. That's basically what we would do. Or I guess if you have this random generation system, you can do it. Stranger, if the heroes meet the stranger who asks where they are heading, after being told he is told, it said that he too is going that way, knows a shortcut and will pay each hero 20 gold to let them join them. After all, he explains, there is safety in numbers. The heroes must let him join them. Roll 1d12 on the following table. The stranger does not know the way, and the party is soon lost. Add 2 weeks to the length of the adventure or journey. He is apologetic, however, and when the heroes finally arrive, he pays each of them 20 gold as promised. The stranger's shortcut turns out to be no quicker. Upon reaching your destination, he pays the heroes 20 gold coins. The stranger does know the way well, knocking a week off the hero's journey time. After arrival at their destination, he gratefully pays each hero 20 gold coins as promised. If it takes an extra 2 weeks, I guess there's maybe some more information here about like provisions and stuff. I mean, or you're gonna have to roll again roll 2 more times on the table. Fire in your camp at night. I'm not going to go through every one of these. We have waylaid. The heroes come across a village hit by a storm. The villagers are trying to rebuild their homes and would greatly appreciate the heroes' help. The heroic heroes cannot refuse their pleas. Stay and help them for 1 week. Okay, so that one you lose a week. This one looks like there's a choice. Prisoner. As the heroes approach the crest of a hill, they hear the noise of armed men approaching. Taking cover, they watch as a band of swarthy mercenaries troops by dragging a wealthy... Oh, troops by. Swarthy mercenaries troops by, dragging a wealthy merchant behind them. The heroes can try to free the prisoner or let them pass unhindered. If the heroes attack the mercenaries, roll 1d12 on the following table. 1 to 2, the mercenaries drive the heroes off, taking some of their belongings. Each hero loses 1d12 times 5 gold or 1 random item from their inventory. 3 to 10, the heroes kill the mercenaries after a long struggle, but not quickly enough to prevent them from slaughtering the prisoner. Each hero finds 1d12 times 5 gold if they search the bodies. Or 11 to 12, and this is just rolling to determine which one of these happened. I mean, it's a good balance, though. I mean, like I said, how long do you want to take on the journey? I mean, there isn't a lot of time. The heroes best the mercenaries in a fierce fight and free the prisoner. He cannot travel very fast, and if the heroes take him with them, he adds 1 week to their journey time. Upon arriving at their destination, he gives each hero 80 gold for rescuing him. Forest events. These do look more dangerous. I wanted to see what Witch's Cave was. So we got Wolf Pack. So you fight off some wolves. You go to a map to fight off wolves. Ogre campsite. Oh, it looks like the Hobbit here. The heroes see smoke curling above the trees. Within a few minutes, they reach the crest of a hill that overlooks 3 ogres sitting by a campfire. The heroes may choose to engage the ogres or continue their journey. If the heroes choose to fight, they may be placed on any square around the edge of the hazard encounter tile. The ogres will be placed in the center near the campfire. Witch's Cave. Deep in a gloomy ravine, the heroes come across the entrance to a dark cave. Inside it dwells a twisted, ugly hag who claims to be a witch. Each hero must pay 1d12 times 5 gold to get a single potion. Roll the amount needed to buy each potion separately. And must drink it immediately. If the heroes don't have any money on them, this event may be ignored, but can still be re-rolled at a later time. When drinking the potion, roll 1d12 on the following table. 1, you fall unconscious, writhing in agony as the fire burns through him. Then he awakes and feels strangely weak. He is at -1 toughness for the duration of the next adventure. 2 to 10, the potion warms your hero to the core. He gains 1 wound to be permanently added to the starting wound score. You are getting a lot of wounds here. We were told this game is pretty rough, so maybe that's one of the things they did to change it, to try to mitigate that. 11 to 12, a powerful heat surges through the hero and he feels the energy coursing through his muscles and sinews. He's at +1 toughness for the duration of the next adventure. That lightning is one hero gets struck by lightning. Giant nest, unicorn. What is massacre? The heroes come across a burning wagon in a forest clearing. Roll 1d12 for each hero. The hero with the highest score recognizes the dying travelers as his blood kin. One of them is able to tell the heroes who perpetrated the massacre. Was it goblins, skavens, orcs, beastmen? Roll. From now on, the heroes whose kin have been slaughtered hates this type of monster. Note this down on the character sheet. Hate being a type of a psychology. Oh, I do like we didn't really talk much about psychology in Advanced HeroQuest. But I believe that's going to come up in Warhammer Quest because I do like having psychology as part of this. Each time he kills one of these monsters, the hero gains an extra 5 gold coins. Is which road getting lost? Yeah, which road is getting lost? Mountain events. Giant bats. Cave troll. Fighting things out. Rockfall. Hidden treasure. Storm. A storm hits the hero's camp, blowing away their tents and equipment in torrential rainstorm. Each hero loses 1 piece of treasure of your choice. Who is your choice? The game master? Now we get into the Shattered Amulet. So nice to see this in color. And there were black and white versions of this to print out. It looked like when I was downloading this. Okay. So that is the rules for interior. I was expecting a little bit more, but maybe like information on how much rations cost and things like that. It'll cost a certain amount of money to get out to a particular location. I don't know. Okay, let me take that down. Let's go back over to the other one. We got a few more minutes this morning, so let's go back over to the core book. Whoa, that's not it. This is it. And see if there are things that we want to spot check. So this is introduction, how to play the hero, start of the game. Hero pays exploration. We can see if they cleaned up exploration any, because that was the biggest problem that we had with the combat system. I still like. Magic treasure campaigns, the quest generator. Oh, we have the quest generator. Oh, I want to take a look at that. Okay, first of all, let's run it briefly by exploration to see if it's still using a whole bunch of tables. My guess is that it is. Okay, exploration. Okay, we do have passage length table, passage feature table, passage end table. Yeah. I just see this note right here. It says, note, it's advisable to count doors as occupying 2 squares for all in-game purposes, i.e. movement, line of sight, ranged attacks, etc. This will provide greater tactical flexibility and reduce a bottleneck at the door that is otherwise inevitable. Room type generator, room type table, room previously entered. Okay, this says alternate room generation. The GM may choose to use several optional rules about the location of quest rooms as presented in the Terror of the Dark expansion book, which I would like to take a look at one day. This rule applies to generating rooms in an exploration phase. Instead of room table type, use the table below instead. To use this rule, refer to the expedition map to see the number of rooms the heroes have already entered. Using this system, heroes will have to do a reasonable amount of exploration to find quest rooms, but they shouldn't have to make an excessive number of forays into hazards, traps, and monsters before they do find them. Okay. Now, I think there's going to be a way to adjust that with HeroQuest or Warhammer Quest using cards. Okay, but this does seem to make sense. So we got our different room types. We've got normal rooms, hazard rooms, layer rooms, and quest rooms. What are the... Do you want the heroes to be able to go down and, because you're randomly rolling on this table, find your quest room really early on? Well, maybe you don't want that. In fact, I'm going to make note of this. Okay, so need another sheet of paper. Let's put some kind of controlling dungeon. Okay, let's talk about how would we control dungeon size. Okay, if we're talking about tables here, because there's probably going to be a certain amount of time that each room takes to clear. And remember, we were talking about a game of 2 to 2.5 hours, because you get another half an hour to do your getting to the adventure site stuff. Maybe. So a 3-hour game when you actually sit down to start, not talking about setup time, but sit down to start, do anything necessary for in between adventures, plan out your trip, take whatever happens to you on the road, and then at the half an hour mark, start playing for 2.5 hours. So in that case, you probably don't want an infinitely large dungeon to be able to potentially be generated. But that did seem like what was happening in Advanced HeroQuest. It talked about, well, hey, you can just keep going forever and see how long, there were ways to close off rooms and corridors. But it also talked about, well, since it's random, it could just keep going on. But the other problem is if your quest room or your target ends up really close by the door, you might not want that. And I still think that when we're talking about our 5-room dungeons or 5-room dungeon types, I would really like to take a look at that again and try to come up with dungeon types. Like, is there some way that you could actually implement the generation of some type of dungeon type like that? Maybe, or maybe those are the ones that are pre-made. I don't know. Oh, hey, good morning, James. I was also late getting started. It's been a pretty good stream. Interesting stuff with this enhanced. But anyway, so I'm interested. Can you do that, or is that something you're going to have to use those dungeon types for pre-generated dungeons? Maybe it is. But here, if you have entered 0 to 2 rooms, you cannot roll the quest room. 1 to 6, it's a normal small room. 7 to 9, it's a small hazard room. 10 to 12, it's a large layer room. Then, once you've entered 3 to 5 rooms, 1 to 5, it's a normal room. 6 to 8, it's a hazard room. 9 to 11, it's a layer room. 12, it's a quest room. I like this. So tables, if you like tables. And of course, Robert was talking about how this could be implemented with the tables aren't bad to implement with like some kind of script. Because you could get real sophisticated with the tables. Just no one, I think, today pretty much wants to roll on them. But if you had a script that was generating them behind the scenes, then you could get real complicated with the tables and it wouldn't matter because the generation would just be instant anyway. Multiple tables to control dungeon size. That's probably some kind of normal distribution. To the number of rooms in a dungeon. Like, what are you really going to be expecting here? Jason says this is some awesomeness that I've been looking for to help me fill Hexcrawl. I'm with you. I would definitely play this version if I were going to play Advanced HeroQuest. So by the time we get down to 8 or more, so a quest room could occur at room 3 to 12 on the roll of a 12, because we're always rolling the D12 here. 9 to 12 after 6 to 7, 8 or more, 8 to 12, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So if you get 5 out of 12. That's helping you control your dungeon size. You could go even further than that, like I said, with different rooms or different tables. They're like you could go to the point of forcing the quest room at some point. Normal rooms, hazard rooms, layers. That's where the monsters live. Quest rooms. Quest rooms are the key locations in the dungeon level. Quest rooms usually contain something vital to the hero's chances of success. Quest rooms always have monsters in them, regardless of whether it's what it is the heroes are after. Quest room selector. A typical quest room uses the large room floor plan provided in the Advanced HeroQuest box game. However, if you have the Terror and the Dark game tiles, you may wish to use these special floor plans to add some variety to your questing scenes. Should the heroes find a quest room, roll a die and consult the following table to determine which quest room the heroes have stumbled upon. The large room section has no additional effects, but should the heroes find one of the special quest rooms, the GM must roll in the appropriate table. Okay, so quest room selector, 1 to 6, large quest room, no effects. 7 to 8, quest room 1, skull room. Roll for special effects. Oh, see, this is also chaining multiple tables together here. So large quest room, no effect. So if you rolled, 9, you're going to be using quest room 2, the wizard's study. Roll for a special effect. Oh, I forgot. I'm on this is a spread. So the wizard's study, that's the wizard's study. Your room effect might be smoky heat, -1 penalties to BS and WS. 3 to 4, fireball flies from the heroes as flies from fire as heroes open the door. 5 to 6, scroll spell, random attacks caster hero. All spells fail unless an intelligence test is made. A circle on the floor is a magic circle hazard. Desk counts as a chest, has mind stealer trap. So something different about that room that has something interesting for the fight. Furnishing. So we're doing the HeroQuest furniture types. Okay, I like that. Their additional rule of controlling the dungeon size, I think, is a good idea. That helps you nail down some kind of expected play time. Let's see what the quest generator is. Quest generator. It says rescue quest, retrieval quest, race against time quests, exploration quests, revenge quests, fate points, and quests. Let's go to page 86 and see what that's like. Because we said we really want to have time be a part of a game, so we should have race against time. But on the other hand, quests do need to feel different. So let's see, what is this about? The quest generator. Okay, the quest generator. Hey, good morning, good morning. Here we present a quest generator system for developing an almost endless series of quest goals and aims. These are presented both as general themes and aims, and also with some specific examples for your use and play immediately. Make the first roll in the plot generator table, which gives the general aim of the quest. Then roll on the appropriate quest table with the same title as the basic plot element to develop the idea further. Plot generator table. Rescue, retrieval, race against time, exploration, and revenge. You'll also want to know what type of monsters may be in the dungeons. You can either make your own selection or use the dungeon master table below as the basis to work from. Skaven, undead, orcs, chaos beastmen, mixed. Okay, so rescue quests. Rescue quests involve the rescue of an important person who's been taken prisoner by the monsters in the dungeon. The heroes are hired to rescue this person. It's usually known who is kidnapped or otherwise carried off the unlucky victim, and so the monster in the quest room will be known about. Monsters in the quest room will be known about. Roll on the rescue quest table on the next page to determine the person who is being rescued and the reward offered to the heroes for their safe return. Then, as usual, roll on the dungeon monster table will tell you who has kidnapped the victim. These two tables alone can generate up to 49 different individual quests. Is this something that's done by the G? I think it sounds like it could be. It could be like it could be done before the game for this. So this could be like a game master's thing, or it could be something that's done together for everybody at the table. It didn't really say. Okay. Unlike many NPCs, you won't usually need any details like the stats for the people. I got to turn on this AC. I am hot. Hopefully that will be okay. Once they're in the quest room and once they've been rescued, the quest is effectively over. Don't use area of effect specs over who you're trying to rescue. So who is being rescued? The count, the princess, the merchant, the spy, the wizard, the witch hunter, or the healer. We've got some extra information on each one of those. Okay, we'll take a look at the revenge quest. Retrieval quests. Retrieval quests are fairly similar to rescue quests, except for the heroes have to find and retrieve a particular object. The GM may choose it to be fiendish in how he places the object within the quest room. It may be trapped in a trapped safe, so it does kind of sound like the game master is doing this. Securely behind a portcullis sealed inside a huge bell glass jar, which if broken open releases a foul gas, which has the same effect as Skaven poisoned wind or worse. Okay, what magic item are you trying to rescue? I think it talks about getting multiple. So this is like putting together an item through multiple quests. Race against time. In a race against time quest, the heroes must destroy some terrible menace which threatens them, their homes, their friends, even entire countryside, or the very empire itself. A roll on the table below will give you the theme of this type of quest. Stop the ritual. Stop the ritual. Perform the ritual in time. Kill the warlord, prevent the war, or keep the dead in their graves. So stop the ritual. An evil sorcerer who lives in the dungeon is about to perform a terrible ritual which will bring him to great power to make him almost invincible. He must be stopped. The evil sorcerer is usually a Skaven wizard, a renegade bright wizard, the chaos sorcerer, or even a renegade demon. Combine this theme with a rescue quest by having the minions of the evil sorcerer carry off a kidnapped victim for a sacrificial ritual. But this didn't tell me like how long do I have. So it doesn't look like this is adding a mechanic to the game. What did I say? Area of probably something like that. Yeah, let's see about them conducting the ritual right here. Perform the ritual in time. The heroes have to find a magic circle deep within a monster infested dungeon and have their wizard carry out a ritual to prevent a disaster. Long ago, a spell was cast to stabilize the mountain above the village. The spell's strength is now fading, and it must be recast to prevent the rocky mountainside tumbling into the village, killing the villagers and burying the silver mines on which they depend for a living. Can the heroes perform the ritual in time? So, okay, that's neat, but I was hoping it was going to give me an actual mechanic for time. Okay, exploration quest, find a particular location. Let's go to revenge quests. Okay, here's revenge quests. Revenge quests can be particularly satisfying. The heroes, or at least one of them, is given some personal reason for wanting to give the dungeon monsters a really good working over, and in some cases they may even be offered a small reward as well, though it really shouldn't be necessary. Roll on the revenge table to determine the hero's motive. They slaughtered the village, they stole everything I owned, they killed my people, they killed my family, they killed my friend. They 11 to 12 is they killed everybody. They slaughtered the village. Well, almost all of it. The monsters simply came up out of the dungeon and massacred everyone they could find. Some of the villagers were away at a nearby market town when the massacre took place, and they offered the heroes 100 gold crowns, all the money the poor wretches have left in the world, to exact vengeance for the wholesale slaughter of their families and the destruction of their homes. They stole everything I owned. This is where one of the heroes gets bushwhacked. Instead of making any rolls on the random events table, pick one of the heroes at random. That hero is attacked by monsters, stripped of all his gold, his weapons, but not armor or other equipment, and one magic item, if he has one. They beat him and left for dead. Everything stolen from him will be in the quest room together with other treasure in the treasure chest. They killed my people. This is best suited to elves or dwarves. The elf or dwarf hero learns that a small group of people has been ambushed and massacred by monsters. They killed my family. This will do for any hero. It should be an excellent spur to learn that a father, mother, brother, sister, cousin, or everybody else was massacred horribly at a family get-together, especially if this was to celebrate the hero's success. They killed my friend. Instead of a random roll, you could use this theme whenever a hero is killed. Indeed, if the hero is resurrected, this becomes they killed me. They killed me. They killed everybody. The monsters simply emerged and massacred everybody and everyone in sight. Everyone and everything in sight. The heroes walk into a village that's a scene of utter carnage. Even the livestock has its throats cut. There's a trail of bloody, sodden footprints leading to the hills and the entrance to the dungeon. No sane person would want to meet whatever this is, but if they don't get them first, they might come out and get you. Revenge Quest will have as their quest room the chamber where the leader of their monsters is. Some kind of character monster. Okay, so that helps you. That's a lot of different kinds of quests. It didn't really add new rules to things. Of course, over here, if you're exploring, find the temple, the source of the waters, the warp gate, the teleportation circle, descent point, the mother lode. So that has other information about that particular location. Right. Yes. They killed my father, mother's, sister's, brother's, cousin's, former roommate. All right. So is there anything else we should look at in this book and see how they're doing things? So it does seem like I liked I wish we'd just see all of the different rules. See if anything else catches our mind here, catches our eye here. Room furnishings, reusing dungeon sections, dead end sections, mapping. This is a special note on the toughness characteristic, page 25. We wanted to know about that because we actually talked about toughness quite a bit and figured out how that was integrated into this game, which it was. Let's see. It says, before moving on to hand-to-hand and ranged combat, I strongly encourage applying the following optional rules for combat. A damage roll of 10 plus always scores a wound unless the target's unmodified toughness is 12, or if its modified toughness is 14 plus, in which case a roll of 11 plus is required to damage. Toughness tests are resolved as normal versus the modified stat, if any. Okay, that was kind of a small section. I wonder if I can search for optional rule. Or optional. Let's see if I can just find optional in here. Optional counters. Here are some optional rules to incorporate the counters into your solo adventure. Yeah, I know. Mike says, fantastic presentation of the content. The person or people who did this really put in the hours. They totally did. At the start of the GM phase, roll a die. On the roll of a 1 or 12, draw a dungeon counter from the cup and follow the rules of the drawn counter as written below. Because I don't think we used the counters last time. I think it said that if you were playing solo, you didn't use them. So here's a way to incorporate them. If you own a copy of Milton Bradley, look, there's our HeroQuest. These rules are optional. If you own a copy of the original HeroQuest game, the following rules tell you how to use the HeroQuest components in Advanced HeroQuest. Optional rule, balanced characteristics. If you're planning to play multiple adventures with the same heroes and would like balanced characters that still have room for improvement, don't roll on the tables. Instead, have the results of all dice rolls you would normally make. Example, the human knight would start with the following characteristics. Weapon skill 7, bow skill 7, strength 5, toughness 5, speed 7, bravery 7, intelligence 7, wounds 4, fate 2. So this has like Dwarf Slayer, recommended arms and gear, Elf Sentinel, Elf Fighter Mage. Looking for other fate points in campaign play. When planning to play multiple adventures with the same heroes, and if they survive all the way through, your heroes will have gathered quite a stack of fate points to the point where there's not much risk of dying, which might make the game feel less challenging. Therefore, you can apply the following optional rules. A hero can use as many fate points during each exploration or combat phase. However, when using more than 2 fate points during the same exploration or combat phase, and his fate-based characteristics is higher than 2, the hero loses the used fate point permanently. So this says you're going to stack up fate points, as it turns out. Toughness optional rule. We were looking at that optional rule for dungeon generation. I like that. It's more tables, but as long as you're rolling on so many tables, might as well go all in. All right. Well, okay. I think that was worth doing. I think that was worth taking a look at. So we looked at something about some overland travel rules and some interesting optional rules that they brought in. All right. I will try to find, and I think I already had it, to try to find the Warhammer Quest rules. Warhammer Quest rules for Sunday. So we can start going into that and seeing how this was cleaned up, especially the dungeon generation. So, all right, I'm excited. I am going to go for a walk, and then I am going to start editing video and try to get something out. Who knows? Maybe I'll even get a video out this afternoon. We will see. If not, probably be tomorrow. But all right, I will see everybody in the Discord server. Hey, let me put a link to the Discord server if you are new here and you'd like to come on in. I will say invite to the Discord server. Discord. Everybody have a wonderful day. Enjoy yourself. Go forth. Be creative. There we go. Be creative, be constructive, and grind on. Later, everybody.